What's up, guys, and welcome back to another review from another perspective.
Fat.
And
Alright, guys, so today we're going to be reviewing the HBO show series that just came out, The Last of Us. Was just released January 15th. This is a zombie show. Zombie for you zombie freaks.
It's
This is
horror.
definitely horror for you. This is based off of a game that came out back in 2013, actually, though.
Yep.
Have you ever played the game out of it?
I played that one and the second one that came out. This is one of PlayStation's biggest hits, also Naughty Dog's hits, which actually the director is the vice president of Naughty Dog, which is the developer of the game.
Neil Druckmann?
Neil Druckmann.
Yeah.
And he also helped, he was executive producer of the movie Uncharted because he also helped develop the game Uncharted. So
he's definitely had his hands dipped in all of this,
For
all these
sure.
projects.
For sure, and for this show, he's actually a director, executive producer, and a writer for this show. So he's got his hands all in this. He's pretty big, and this first episode, he really kills it, which we'll get in later on.
Yeah, starring many great actors. You got a lot of actors from Game of Thrones.
Yep.
You have Bella Ramsey, who plays Ellie, who is not the daughter in the first episode. She's actually comes out later on in the first episode, but she is portrayed very well by Bella Ramsey.
Yep.
And if you don't know Bella, she's from season 5 of Game of Thrones. She's
Yep.
one of the warlords.
She's the little warlord up in the north, and they're begging for her help in her army.
Yep.
And she's got a badass role in Game of Thrones. Also, Pedro Pascal, which you know him from Game of Thrones, and you also know him from The Mandalorian, which he plays as the Mandalorian himself, and he's pretty badass.
Great actor right there, guys.
Yeah.
I give him high respects to that guy. Hats off, because he played that role very well. And on the first episode of The Last of Us, he played that.
He's awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah, they got all type of up and down the list. They have all type of great actors. Yeah, I think it's a really good show. It got really good ratings on Rotten Tomatoes, 99%, and the audience review is 95%. Now, the audience is more of us guys where, it's not exactly like the game. It's not like the award-winning game and all this kind of stuff. It's not 100%.
The hardcore critics.
Nico Parker doesn't look exactly like Joel's daughter from the game and all this kind of stuff, but it's not going to look exactly the same. But these actors do bring their A game,
Yep.
and it's awesome. So do you want to get into a little bit about it? About the show itself?
So the show itself, again, this is a zombie show. It's a horror show. It's about a fungus infection virus that actually I love the beginning of the show.
Yep.
I will say that.
Yep.
Sorry, guys, I'm not going to try to get into much spoilers.
Not too much, but later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to get into spoilers, and we're going to have a section where it's going to say, hey, spoilers, and after that, if you keep watching, that's on you.
Yeah, you can definitely skip over it. We'll go ahead and have a little marker on the little timeline below, so you can definitely skip over it. But so just to jump right into it, it is it's awesome because it explains its own backstory, the show, and the game doesn't do that. Again, it's the similarities to the game are on point. It's awesome that they have Neil real involved with the making of the show.
Yes, for sure.
Because that makes a big difference.
Yes, he's bringing his vision that he brought to the game into the show, and him being a co-director as well just makes it 100% better, I feel like, than any other director out there, because this is his baby, you know? He was a writer, executive producer, all that stuff.
Yep.
So this is his baby.
Again, so this is a virus infection that breaks out. There's a breakout. There's an infection. It shows you pretty much the start of it. You go into the storyline. It gives you a good, good epilogue, I guess it would be.
Yes. You do start off with Pedro Pascal as Joel, the character Joel. Kind of goes through, his life before everything kind of jumps. And again, we're not spoiling anything, but stuff does hit the fan pretty quickly. Man, I can't wait to get the spoilers. But, Bella Ramsey as Ellie, who is another main character. We could see her later on.
20 years later, after the breakout, the initial breakout. So that's
so
what
you
you're
get to see all that in the first episode, which is pretty cool. I like how they're like, hey, we're going to get right to it. because the game, if you've ever played the game, it gives a lot of content. They have a lot to go over.
Yeah.
And this show, again, is going to be awesome. And I think a lot of viewers also agree because, what was it? 4.7 million viewers on its opening debut. And that's only second to House of Dragons, which was 9.9 million viewers on its opening debut. So that just shows you how big this really is. From a video game, which was an award winner, Game of the Year. So it's nothing to sniff at. This is going to be a big show. You want to watch it, and we can't wait. Again, I can't wait to talk about it in the spoiler section because there's so much to talk about.
Yeah, and again, like any game, you know, there's a storyline.
For sure.
And you have a lot of cutscenes. And the game, when you're playing it, it's almost like you're watching a movie.
Yes, for sure.
So the fact that there's a TV show based on such a real thrilling game.
They have awesome blueprint.
Yes. So it just that just goes to show that
it's gonna be awesome.
Yes.
But again, this is about zombies. You know, this is big in horror. It's good. It's rated R. It's MA for mature audiences only. So those under 17, be wary. Yeah, you're not supposed to be watching this. We didn't tell you to watch it, but
it's past your bedtime.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No underage drinking.
Yeah, right. But guys, you definitely got to watch this show. You know, we're not going to give our ratings on it until the end of the season.
Right.
Because we want to give it justice. But this first episode was awesome. I really enjoyed it. I don't know about you, Sal.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed it from start to finish. That's how good the show was.
For sure. The visuals are awesome. We are talking about HBO Max. Who created Game of Thrones and all that. So we knew they were going to bring their game, but we were worried about the story. But the story and the direction is going to be awesome, I feel like, moving forward. But definitely get into this show. You don't want to get left behind.
No.
Because you already know how social media is. They're going to spoil it for you. Then we're going to jump right into our spoiler section.
Alright, guys. If you haven't seen the episode or the show yet, you definitely need to catch it because I'll tell you, first freaking, 10 minutes?
Yeah, maybe 20. But yeah, Joel's daughter, who's played by Nico Parker, she dies. She dies. And y'all, I mean, it's spoiler section, so if you haven't seen it, if you've seen it, man, that's crazy. It's crazy just to hear about it, but just seeing it, it's like, what just happened?
Nico played that role, I mean, very, very well.
It's awesome.
She really caught my heart, I'm going to say it, because she played the daughter. She was a sweet little girl. She played it very well.
Yep. And actually, they made her a little older in this one, actually. She was actually younger in the game. And so, even though I'm acting surprised, guys, about it, I knew about it, but I'm acting surprised for you guys. But anyway, yeah, it was awesome. You know, she was actually younger. They made her a little bit older, which people did not like.
Really?
I
could see that, though.
They thought that she needed to be a little younger and actually look like his daughter, which she doesn't. But it's okay. They're not always going to get that perfect. Though. The death scene, she played it. I thought she played it really well.
Oh my gosh, she did fantastic. That was one of the best death scenes I've seen.
Yes. Now she did do some dumb stuff before she died, though, like go over to the neighbor's house after a dog ran from the house barking like a maniac. Don't go into the house, which the door is wide open. Why would you go
in the middle of the
night?
Why is there a door? The front door.
Now,
wide open.
Granted, she's very close to these neighbors. These are her neighbors. She's very, very close. I understand. She knows the dog. She knows the neighbors. She looks like she helps take care of this old lady next door. But
don't trust
if there's a lot of stuff going on,
don't trust them.
There's a lot of stuff going on already. She saw the news. She's hearing all the sirens. She's hearing the helicopters. Oh, let me go check on this.
But it's like little kids nowadays. They ain't watching the news. Like, cause I know what you mean. She was there, I think, reading a book, and you could hear the news.
You
playing.
hear everything going on, and she saw those military helicopters and stuff.
Yeah, like, it's like, little girl. Why did you have to go in the house? Why would you do that?
And so she goes into the house. And in the house is this creepy old lady. After we see that body,
right? After she sees blood.
She sees blood. She goes sees the guy.
Right.
This guy who has a wife and he's taking care of his mom basically. And so he's dying or whatever. He's dead.
He's there holding his throat, just.
Yeah.
And he starts staring. You know, right across from him. So Nico looks down, and sure enough, the grandma's on top of the wife.
Yeah, eating her. Yeah, slowly eating her.
I wouldn't say eating.
Drinking the blood.
Infecting. I want to say that the doctor in the beginning of the show was saying that the main thing that the virus goes into the mind is to infect everybody, to spread the virus.
Because she was giving her a hickey or something.
She was doing something.
Those teeth were on her throat. Yeah, so I don't know what she was doing, but it was...
It was like some Avatar thing. It looked like the tentacles on Avatar.
Yeah.
Coming
so
out
creepy.
Yeah, creepy. It was a lot creepier.
But yeah, she's doing this old grandma thing. You know, if you ever seen the movie Devil, where the people are stuck in the elevator and, you know, the grandma's all cracking and it's creepy as hell. And she's fast too. She's faster.
Not the kind of pop locking that I like.
And this grandma, she's stuck in a chair. All of a sudden, she's running after the little girl. And luckily, her dad and uncle come up and save her. And that's when they start their journey trying to get out. But sadly, it ends with her dying because of this dumbass soldier. It always goes with the dumb soldier.
Taking orders. Always taking fucking orders.
Of course, he's terrified.
Yeah.
He is terrified.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a lot going on. He's probably seen a lot. Probably ready to kill a bunch of people.
Yeah.
But he does end up shooting his Joel's daughter.
Yeah.
Which then jumps that 20 years into the future. Where Joel is now, a dope dealer? I mean, he sells pills and stuff?
He's the middleman, I guess.
Yeah, he's trying to get money to, I guess, get out of the city.
He's a smuggler. He's a smuggler. He's the known smuggler there, and he's trying to get enough money to get a car to go pick up his brother, Tommy.
Yeah, trying to figure out what's going on, because he really hasn't been responding in a while. So he's trying to figure out if he's alive, and two, if he needs help. So he's trying to get a vehicle.
He's at a tower. He's at the tower. Remember? He's on a radio. Something about a tower.
Yep.
So they're trying to get a battery.
Which is military owned right now.
Yeah.
They're military owned, and by a military faction. And it's just a lot going on in this show. It's a lot. They have two different factions. One, like I said, the military faction.
And the resistance.
And the resistance, what are they? The butterfly or...
The fireflies.
Firefly.
The
there we go, firefly.
Yep.
And they're kind of going at it. And it doesn't really show that in this episode, but it kind of hints that later on in the episode.
They talk about it. The military personnel talk about it. Joel talks about it to his girlfriend, Tess, who's played by, if I'm not mistaken, Anna Torrey.
Yeah. She does a good job.
Yeah, she plays her role pretty good. She's well known. Well, I know her more from her role in, what was it? Freaking Mind Hunters, which is a real good show on Netflix, guys. If you haven't seen it, if you're into that Criminal Minds type deal, that's where, real good. Anyways, so the resistance, the Fireflies, somehow come into possession of a little girl
who has gotten bitten, but she hasn't turned.
And it's been a couple weeks now.
So that's kind of hinting at you that she might be the cure for whatever's going on.
Yep.
So the leader of the resistance is like, hey, we got to get her to safety. Yep. We really have to get her to safety.
Because it's real important to understand at the beginning of the show, when the scientists are talking on that little preface area, they bring up the fact that this virus has no cure.
Right.
There can't be a cure. There is no treatment
for it.
Fungus
are taking over. Yep. That's a wrap. It's it. Once they get enough strength or power, whatever, they take over, and that's it.
Yeah.
But she got bit, so she's got to be the cure. Something's going on where she's very important, because it was a whole, I think Joel ran into him because he was supposed to go after the guy who betrayed them. He was trying to get a battery from a guy, basically, for the car part, for the car that he's going to end up purchasing or whatever. And the guy ends up betraying him, beats up his girlfriend. So now it's like, Joel's like, I got to go kick his butt now.
Yeah, again, this is post-apocalyptic, so vehicles are very scarce.
Yes.
You can't find a car just laying around.
Batteries, vehicles, parts
all
in
that
general.
Stuff. So this is a big, big thing. I mean, people died. There was like at least 10 dead bodies around this battery that ended up being no good.
They ended up being no good. Looked like that the guy that betrayed Joel tried to, I guess, betray the resistance people, the Fireflies, and they weren't having that. So they killed all of them. The leader of the Fireflies is shot, and she kind of comes out, and she ends up asking Joel for help by escorting this little girl over to their main headquarters. And saying she's very important. She hasn't told Joel what it is yet.
No.
But she's very important.
No,
but
she just needs them to smuggle them out of the city, because it's harsh. I mean, again,
she's like, if you get her to the headquarters, we'll give you a whole vehicle. We'll give you our top vehicle, and so
anything you want.
Anything
Ammo,
you want, pretty much.
food, water, vehicle,
whatever
transportation.
you want.
I mean, you
just
name
get
it.
this girl up there. So Joel and this girl are like, whatever, let's do this.
Yeah.
And so that starts the kind of their journey. But later on, at the very end, they're escaping. They have this little route because there's a curfew in the military zone. And so they kind of escape through this gate or whatever. Some he's a smuggler, so he knows all these little exits and all that kind of stuff. They're escaping, but then a guy he actually smuggled to, which was an officer in the military, actually caught him outside the gate. And so now you're faced with, oh crap, what do we do? And this guy's like, I told you not to leave, all this kind of stuff. Now
so he gets hit with a lot of trauma because he's faced with, again, here's a soldier pointing a gun at me and a little girl, not my daughter, but at a little girl that I'm supposed to protect and get to safety.
I didn't protect my daughter, so all of a sudden something just clicks and he goes crazy. He
complete 360 from his first encounter with with the same situation.
Even though this guy's kind of a friend, he's like, you've crossed the line.
Beat the crap out of this
probably killed the guy. I think he killed him.
Yeah.
And then, but before he killed him, the guy was testing them to see, if someone was infected. Turns out she's infected, but she hasn't turned. And so all they know now is she's infected. What's going on?
Right.
So, and that's how it kind of ends.
They have some kind of meter or detecting thermometer. I guess her temperature wasn't reading properly. So she flashed red while everybody else didn't.
Yep.
So now the big question is, what's going on with you? I think she ended up telling Joe. Because they ended up not only is there a curfew, there is areas that are just not dead zones, but they're quarantined. You can't go into them. You're not allowed because
that's where all the infected are.
Exactly.
You'll probably die.
Exactly. So obviously this military fraction has a big area for all the civilians, all the citizens to be inside safe. They're trying to get to the resistance, so they have to escape.
Yep.
And
they're big on someone being infected. Actually, we forgot to bring up at the very after that whole skip in the future, it showed this military, a couple of them, running into a kid, and it turns out that the kid was infected. And they're telling the kid it's going to be okay. Next thing you know, the kid's being thrown into a fire. They killed the kid.
I forgot all about that.
It's crazy. So
right away,
this military does not play with infected, which probably nobody plays with infected.
No,
so you can guess Joel and his girl's face, or when they're like, "You're infected. What's going on?" But they're stuck with her now, so they're going
this little boy just comes walking out of nowhere. Military dude gets him, puts him inside this room where they check everybody.
Yeah.
You think the kid's safe. They move away from the kid, and then you meet Joe.
Yep.
You meet Joe, he's out here throwing dead bodies into the fire, and then next thing you know, he's dumping the little boy.
Lady beside him's like, I can't do it. He's like, whatever. Throws him in. So Joel's looking pretty cold-hearted until you see him at the end jumping in to save Ellie.
Yeah.
Or thinking that he needs to because of the gun being pointed. So you can kind of tell they're going to have a deep bond, a deep relationship because of his... because of how he feels with his daughter's death and everything like that, of his trauma and everything like that. So, after that scene, I think Ellie's in good hands. But we'll see because there's going to be a lot to look forward to, guys. So definitely check out that second episode. So, thanks, guys. That was our spoiler review. Again, we're not going to be giving our ratings on this until the end of the season. But definitely check out this show. It is going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, from start to finish. Again, episode 1 was great, so I can't wait to see what episode 2 has in store for us this week.
Yeah, guys. All right,
guys. We're back. We're better than ever. Better, hair fresh. This time better than the last time. Hope you enjoyed this week's video. Like, comment, subscribe. Please share with the family, the friends, the loved ones, with everybody.
Please, guys.
This is going to be the best content out there. So if you ain't watching it here, I don't know where else you're watching it.
Let's get it, guys. Thanks again for joining us.
Peace. Yeah. What you think?